できる、なんでもなれる、輝く未来を抱きしめて、フレフレみんな、フレフレ私、いくよ。何度でも起こすよ、きらめく奇跡、輝く未来へつないで、プリキュア。にっこり笑う太陽に今日も精一杯おはよう、さんさん光の絵。
Hey everyone, it's Spider Cows for another episode of The Drop this week. This episode is probably going to be a lot shorter than normal, even though I always say that they end up being long anyways. But I just came back from the DMV, you know? Not the Maryland, D.C. area. I mean the Department of Motor Vehicles, you know, where you get your IDs and all this other stuff and driver's licenses and all that stuff. Oh my god. The DMV is always it's always a hassle. I mean, as soon as jeez. And then on top of that, I was out in the cold for a long time. So I am extra tired from DMV plus cold. So, you know, if this seems a little bit quicker than normal, you know, I'm just saying that, yeah, I'm basically trying to be honest, I'm trying to knock this out of the park and then go to sleep. So that's why there's, like, shorter stuff, and Jeff sent me a lot of stuff, but, you know, I only picked some stuff only because, again, I'm actually trying to get some rest, not because I'm, like, picking one thing over there just cuz. And again, you guys know where to hit me up for news and stuff, so go to our Discord, the Geek Fighters Discord, and let me know what you guys think of what I should cover. Anyways, let's get on to it. Now, this first bit is a bit of a twofer, but I'm putting it in one under Xbox. And the first part of this news is a very short 45-second video that Xbox put up about the premiere of Inside Xbox, where, you know, you get to talk about all kinds of stuff. Premieres, talking about, they actually say on their first Inside Xbox, which premieres March 10th, 2018. So, before this, there's still some time when this episode comes out that, you know, I won't release something and like, oh, it already happened. No, there's still time. Unless you listen to this on the 10th, then, oh well. March 10th, 2018, and they're going to talk about Sea of Thieves first, with behind the scenes on how that game's coming along, with interviews and all that. And on top of that Xbox news, since that's very short, that's basically like, hey, you're an Xbox fan, go check it's 40. You remember PlayStation Underground? It's kind of like that, but for Xbox. So, and if you don't, PlayStation Underground, like what Inside Xbox is doing, also had interviews and previews and stuff like that. They also had demos. I don't think this is going to be any demos still, but then again, you don't need demo discs anymore, do you? You just download them. So, there you go. On top of that news with Xbox was SEGA, and this was talked about in a lot of places, but SEGA tweeted about their visit to Microsoft. And a lot of people are saying, could this mean that they're partnering up for something exclusive? Are they going to be bought out by Microsoft and all that? Me, I can't believe I'm being cynical, but I think it means jack and nothing. Companies do this, you know, I honestly think it's being read into a little too much about these tweets. Yeah, they're doing stuff. Okay, they have a good relationship. Yes, they do. Now, you might see something come out of this for Xbox, for Microsoft, for Sega, but hey, I'll eat crow if they do happen to have, like, a whole, if they're bought out or something like that. I don't think so. I don't even think this. Now, I do think that an exclusive could happen. Something exclusive from Sega for Xbox. I don't think that was the point of this visit, though. Like, I'm being a cynical dude right now, but honestly, I've seen stuff like this before. Now back then, I know the Arxis thing with Rooster Teeth, and that turned out to be Ruby characters appearing in Blaze Blue Cross Tag Battle, but that's not an everyday thing. It's not always. That means something good, if something happens out of it, great. Heck, even though I'm a PlayStation guy, if Virtua Fighter 6 comes out and it's exclusive for Xbox, I'll get an Xbox. I just want to play the game, but I don't think it's anything in particular about this visit. I think it's just a lot of, like, people who aren't in the, and I'm not in the business, so, you know, so that's, but as somebody who's hung out with people in the business, like, yeah, no, it's not everything is to be read into like that, but could be something. Not going to completely dismiss it, but me personally, I don't think there's much to be read into here. And I'll eat crow if I'm wrong. I guess but that's my take on it. This is very interesting news. Game Night directors John Francis Daly and Jonathan Goldstein were in talks to direct Flashpoint for Warner Brothers last month, while promoting their new movie. As of today, it appears to be a done deal. John Francis Daly took to Twitter this afternoon to say, "It's happening," and included a gif of the Flash running. And in fact, yes, I'm seeing the gif right now. I forget if this is from Super Friends or something like that. It's old enough. It's from that era. Probably Super Friends, I'm not sure. Warner Brothers actually asked Ben Affleck at one point, reportedly, but he turned them down. Let me talk about Game Night for a second. Yeah, so if you don't know about Game Night, it's a movie about these people playing a game, and they basically think they're playing a murder mystery, and it turns out they're actually trying to solve a real murder and all this stuff. It's one of the ones that I don't know about you guys, but it definitely went under my radar actually. Though Rachel McAdams is in it, and I like her movies. Well, I like the hot chick. Was the hot chick? Yeah, I think. Anyways, if you see this movie and you see like the stuff that's in it, you're like, I get it. Yeah, they actually do make sense to make a comic-based movie, so it's up their alley. And I wish them well. I hope it's another good DC movie after Wonder Woman, because they need another good one instead of just Wonder Woman. And I'm talking like everybody else who thinks only Wonder Woman was good so far, because I personally liked Justice League. Jeff at first liked BVS and Justice League, but then thinks about it and he doesn't like him anymore or something. I don't know. He'll explain it. He'll explain it when he comments. I still like those movies, but yeah, it'd be nice to have another one that's a critical success with everybody else. But as for me, I was okay with them, and I hope it is a critical success. And finally, this movie Flashpoint's getting underway. Although it should have been a movie that came out much later to reboot everything, but I guess that's how little faith WB has in these movies and thinks that continuity should be rebooted. I don't know. But yeah, that's... do I have anything else to talk about? I guess I have one more thing. Alright, so I want to end this off. I guess it's not review or news or anything, but it's more of a PSA. Not even a PSA. Just something I want people to be aware of. And that's HugTTO PreCure. Now, I'm a new PreCure fan, and I'm not in its demographic at all, but there's something about, when I first saw, scenes, clips of the previous PreCures, now they were fighting, and I'm like, this is kind of like DBZ-ish. Then I didn't find out that the director of the DBZ anime, that means not Toriyama, someone else. Toriyama had little to do with the actual anime. He was the manga. He's the creator of the IP, but not the head runner of the anime. I forgot his name, but he created PreCure, and he basically brought a lot of stuff he was doing on DBZ to PreCure. And the last season, and a lot of them I never really caught up, but this season I decided to follow it, and wow, so far so good. The action is close to what I was expecting. Especially later on in season 4, or episode 4, which I'll get into more later, because episode 4, wow. But, and it's something after you watch stuff especially if you watch stuff like Berserk and Hellsing, and even, some of the fighting, the realistic fighting anime, or fighting manga, even, reading, Tough, or what's that one I liked? Garoden, or Baki the Grappler. Sometimes you need a palate cleanser. You need something light and cheery, and it's light and cheery, but it also has plenty of action. And speaking of action, like I said, I'll get to episode 4. Episode 4, wow. If you don't know, the director of this season of PreCure, HugTTO, is Junichi Sato, who, if I remember correctly, also directed Sailor Moon, the OG Sailor Moon. So this person knows, this person's been around, this person knows what they're doing. If I said she, I'm sorry. He directed that Sailor Moon, Oja Mojo Doremi, Princess Tutu, Sergeant Frog, aka Keroro Gunso, and Aria and Umi Monogatari, Queen Millennia. He was a production manager. Wow. Now, if you guys don't know Queen Millennia, that's in the Leiji Matsumoto universe, Harlock and all that. And so this guy has been around. This guy knows storytelling, and it shows, especially in episode 4. 1 and 2 were okay, normal PreCure, and 3, and then 4 really just ups the ante. It's still it's not completely dark, but it is more mature than I expected PreCure to ever be. Like, it's pretty well written like they treat the third PreCure. This is not a spoiler because they show, even the promo material, they showed all three, the PreCure, who they were. There might be a fourth one. There was like a fourth morpher. I am using Power Rangers talk. It's Toei, they make Sentai and Kamen Rider as well. There's like a fourth morpher that's like, we don't know who this is, and but they showed the initial three already, like in promo material. So the third PreCure, you know who it is, but she doesn't become a PreCure right away, and they treat the trauma she had pretty seriously and mature, like to the point where I'm like, wow, there's other anime or other just media in general that are supposed to be aimed at older audiences that don't even write this well. This show is technically like a show for like very young kids just to sell toys, you know? And yet this does a better job at treating trauma, right? Something's wrong. Y'all gotta step the game up. The animation in that episode too, even if you don't care about the writing, the fight scene in that episode was like really well done. Like, I was like, this is what I wanted. This is why I watched PreCure. Even though it's like, yeah, it's a girl's... No, dude. This has some cool action if you have the right people on it. And this one seems to have the right people on it. Because the action was like, yep, Dragon Ball Super is ending, but that's okay. I'll watch this for cool action. And even when they're playing basketball in the episode, it looked great. And episode 5 was alright. So if you haven't already, check out PreCure where you can. Because I don't think it's on Crunchyroll or Verve. And that's it. And I knew it. I try to make these short, and I think this episode's long anyways. So yeah, that's me. I'm done. Check out the description for our Discord link and my social media so you can tell me what you want me to cover. And I'm going to try and get some rest now. See you guys later.